One last round of insights before we kind of wrap up. Any questions or comments?
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
In that game that we just played,
yeah,
what happens when one of the assistant judges sees something that is not asked of them?
That's a very good question. That gets into like the level 2 of judge training mechanics, which is how do you work as a team? So like we started getting into some of that of being able to interpret and try to isolate that. When you work as a team, part of that is also having like mechanics of how do you make sure that communication works. So generally at Icebreaker, what we do is if an assistant judge sees something, like you might have seen Autumn raise their hand like every time, because Autumn sees a lot of stuff. It's a great judge. But they might have seen something differently from me. But if I make a call or if I'm having a conversation and an assistant judge might disagree with what I say or be like, hey, you forgot something, the last thing I'm going to do is try to show anybody else up. Like my job as a lead judge is not to show anybody up, regardless. So I would have Autumn, like I'll make a call and then Autumn's like, wait a second, Dan missed the information that I gave him. So Autumn would probably raise their hand and I'd come over and we have a small conversation, right? That is less disrespectful than Autumn going, hey, Dan, you screwed that up, or hey, Dan, you forgot about this, right? Because then that shows tension between the judge, the lead judge, and the assistant judge in the ring, right? And I think the final punchline of all of this is it is important. So we talked about the mechanics and the coordination and the interpretation. And that third piece we didn't explicitly train was the managing a ring. All of the components of enforcing discipline, making sure that fencers behave, making sure all of that stays in the right sportsmanlike mindset depends on the judging team projecting authority and responsibility in the ring. If your authority and integrity is not respected, the fencers will not respect you and the whole thing falls apart. The easiest way to look like you don't deserve integrity is to look like you're not talking to one another and not working as a team, right? If we have a conference like you guys are my assistant judges and I go, I don't know what happened, sorry, okay. Well, I saw this, but my assistant judges saw something different and we can't agree, so we're just gonna watch the exchange. What does that tell the fencers? It tells the fencers they don't know what the hell's going on. So why should I respect their decisions? Whereas I can say, I don't know. There was no agreement on whether quality actions happened, so we're going to redo the exchange, no points awarded. Which one projects more authority? The second one. We disagree, we don't know what the hell happened, but I'm protecting the integrity of the lead judge. And an assistant judge can also show up a lead judge or a director, by saying, hey, you missed that thing I told you about.
Hey, you're an idiot.
Right? But you can minimize the chance of that kind of third space skill of like how to manage the ring, how to maintain integrity, how to do all of that. You can make that easier on yourselves if you maintain robust technical mechanics and you have really solid understanding of interpreting fencing. If you are able to get those more automatic, then you can spend more conscious time in your brain doing the third thing, and you have less of a likelihood that skill set is going to drop, and you're able to protect the space. Does that make sense? Getting kind of a fluffy leadership theory here, but like, if you're good at the mechanics and project that you are competent, a lot of the rest will take care of itself before it becomes a problem. Really great question. We went on a long tangent there.
Yeah.
Any other questions, insights, or anything? This is really good training. So,
chance to give you some advertisements. How often do you guys train for judging?
That's a really, thank you so much. So generally speaking, we tend to run one training a month at Center for Blade Arts down in Minneapolis. And that's usually on the first Sunday of each month, although subject to change. But we are going on a road show of like the different clubs. You guys are one of the first. But we're planning to go as Icebreaker and offer these kind of free trainings elsewhere. So we plan to come up to Duluth at least one more time before the next Icebreaker, which the date is to be determined, but we hold it in the spring, usually April. We try to hit in April. So we're hoping to come back up to you guys one more time. We have a Discord and we have a Discord channel that's like locked for volunteers and judges. So we can talk about certain things. I share mechanics. Those playlists will go onto that like locked Discord channel. So if you are interested in volunteering for us or participating in that process, you guys are welcome to do that. But yeah, the best way to learn more about how to be involved is to reach out to us. we are here as your resources. We want this community to grow and prosper and flourish. And many people, especially Joe and the folks who ran this, have done a great job to create that and compel that space. And we just want to have it grow even further. So with that, thank you guys for a really fun afternoon. Please hydrate, please rest up, please use sunscreen. And Joe, I think you and I have to do DUSAC in the lake.
That's correct.
Excellent. Thank you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done today.